Alright, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I know this is kind of late for how long ago the content dropped, but if you appreciate the video today, just let me know by leaving a like and maybe a comment. I reply to every comment that is put out there. But yeah, since the last time we talked, a lot of stuff has been released. We're going to start right away with some of the player programs here. So we did get a 99 Miguel Cabrera for his 500th homer. Great card, great first baseman. Probably the best right-handed first baseman in the game right now. I can't really think of one that competes with him. We're gonna double check here really quick. But yeah, I can't think of one that I would really say competes with him. I mean, maybe the Pete Alonso does. That really just all depends. But yeah, really good first baseman, and he also has a third base secondary and the corners. I wouldn't personally put him out there with 45 speed in the outfield, but you never know. Gold defense, he might play an all right third base. But yeah, we also did get a single player here. We did get a conquest map with our first player reward, which was kind of cool actually. I didn't expect that to happen. It was a 97 Chris Davis. This is the card. BR legend. Nothing really else. Maybe a bench bat. Pretty good bench bat against righties actually. 52 vision's kind of tough. But yeah, Shark Map gave a ton of stuff, including a bunch of free prospect packs that they did not hype up at all, but are very important. And then we also did get the 6th inning program. This is the first pack here. Some interesting players here. Like Joaquin is an interesting one for being 92 overall. He's a really good reliever. Dexter Fowler is a bad outfielder at this point in the game, but if you're ever doing a Rockies team or just need milestone players like I do, I'm seriously looking at him. And then this Gio has never ever been good. Never ever. I would never pick him if my life depended on it. We do see our first, I believe these are our first finest cards we've seen all year. And to be honest with you, it's going to be generous for them. These are going to be like the worst finest cards we probably see ever, in my opinion. We're just going to see all pretty much 99s after this. These are just flashbacks from 18, which finest cards were abysmal that year. Just because, you couldn't. The system was a lot worse. It was worse to get these finest cards than it is now. Plus, 18 was like immortals and stuff. It just wasn't a good system at all. But I'm going to be taking probably Nola in this pack. Corbin isn't a bad one either. I just wouldn't use him ever, like no matter what. At least Nola is going to be collection. There's going to be a finest collection, and he'll be pretty valuable. And then finally, we do get the bosses here. We do see Matt Kemp. This is a very interesting card. First time he's ever had a 99 in MLB The Show history. In his history in being in the MLB The Show, I should say. And it's a really good card. If this was any other program, or maybe even like last program, if they would have given Matt Kemp the card last program instead of Vlad, I'm easily taking him. Just unfortunately, I know how loaded the outfield is going to be, or outfield is, I should say, because we haven't even seen cards like a Hank Aaron yet, a Mickey Mantle, a Babe Ruth, they're like a Ken Griffey. There's just a lot of cards that we haven't seen, like a 99 Reggie Jackson also. Ton of cards we haven't seen that, the Matt Kemp just doesn't really compare up to. That being said, though, this is a really good card. All right, if you take him, I would not feel bad. And I honestly would probably use him. He has a very glitchy swing. If anyone's ever used him in the past, or even like his, I believe he had the evolution card earlier in the year. Let me just double check here really quick. I believe he did have the evolution earlier. Yeah, he did. It was in the first inning program. Or the first daily moments, but yeah. So, you're pretty much getting the same defense. A little better speed, a little better stealing, but his hitting stats are just so much better on his 99. Like, they're so good. It's just unfortunate with outfield being as loaded as it's going to be. And honestly, as loaded as it is already, I'd say it's like a worse Acuna in my opinion. Like, you can have Acuna in the outfield, and it's just going to be a better card. And you get him for, you do have to grind for him, but you get him for free. But I'm interested in him. I thought they would give him a little better hitting stats against righties, but like I said, really, really good card. Next, we have Pedro. I'm still going to take him. I don't care. I mean, people do have gripes. This was also a huge cause of pretty much just like Twitter blowing up about MLB The Show because they gave him 102 hits per 9. And I don't remember for sure, but I believe... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to double check here. I think it's Joakim Soria. Yeah, Joakim Soria has a 92 overall. Signature Joakim Soria has a higher hits per 9 than a 99 overall Pedro Martinez. I would love to see them bump up his stats a little bit. I know they won't because, like, you know, people have already committed, and then people would probably change their minds, stuff like that. People would not be very pleased with them. But it's a little sad that they didn't give him slightly higher hits per 9. Honestly, his Ks per 9 probably could be a little bit higher too. But that being said, he's still going to be one of the best pitchers in the game right now. He's going to be very, very comparable to like Bob Gibson in years past. Probably even harder to hit, honestly. He hides the ball really, really well with his animation. At least from what I remember facing the 88 all the time. Which is like more realistically what we're going to get for like the pitching animation. We're not going to get like his silver animation. But yeah, he's going to be a really, really good card no matter what. He's by far, in my opinion, I think the best pitcher in the game. Just because of his pitch selection versus somebody like a DeGrom or, you know, anybody, or even like a Felix, who I'm a really, really big fan of. You know, except Shohei. Shohei is on a different level, but Pedro is the best like pitcher in my opinion. And honestly, Edward Cabrera might be getting the boot. Maybe even Outlighter are going to get the boot for Pedro to come in and make his debut. And then last, but definitely not least, we do have George Brett. And, you know, people were really pushing him off here, saying that he does not match up well with the other bosses here at all, which I slightly agree with. You know, it's a very tough group to be put in with Matt Kemp, who's a 99, and Pedro's 99. But this George Brett is definitely not something to like scoff at. George Brett in years past has always, you know, had slightly, I wouldn't say lackluster, but a little less power than a lot of people like. A lot of people really do like the 95 plus power, which, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm in that group too. But like, he's always had a super glitchy swing, and I feel like a lot of lefties in this game have the same thing where if you throw the ball inside to them a lot, they're gonna, and if they're either perfect timing or good, like anywhere from early to perfect, there's a good chance they are hitting a no-doubter and they're pulling it to right field. It's I don't know, it's just how lefties work. I think righties don't really get it as much, but lefties, I feel like maybe it's just me being biased to the left-handed hitters, but I do feel like lefties, you get a lot more early cheese to right field versus righties early cheese to left field. But like that being said, I think George Brett is a great hitter. And honestly, you know, if any of these three guys, I would not be upset with taking. George Brett is a little, you know, left-handed third baseman. You don't get a lot of those in this game. You do get a lot of right-handed outfielders, especially center fielders, who play elite defense out there too. That's the problem. And then, I mean, it's Pedro, you know, new legend. I think the one I'm gonna pick. But yeah, with that being said, let me know who you're gonna pick out of these three. Let me know down in the comments. And you know, maybe we can have a little conversation about it. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.